19. Hawksbill Turtles Suffer in Silence, from the book 55 Things Learned at 55, now available at Canadian and U.S. bookstores, and online, with ISBN 978-1-03-832671-3. Available in hard copy, softcover, ebook, and soon the audiobook. Lesson 19 is about a typical day of teaching diving in Pattaya, Thailand in 2008. Diving is supposed to be a fun activity, but hey, look but don't touch. For most of history, man has had nature to survive. In this century, he is beginning to realize that to survive, he must protect it. Jacques-Yves Cousteau. Content advise. All the names in this video were changed. This was my last dive for the day. And Cherepaka nearly lost its way. As divers, we don't utilize hawksbills for turtle surfing, I remarked while making the hand signal for a cherepakha, Russian for turtle, both palms oriented towards the boat's rubberized floor, laid on top of one another, with both thumbs mimicking a turtle swimming. Leave them alone. Please refrain from touching them. They are my friends, I expressed while gazing into each of their eyes. It was a typical non-peak season dive with only 4 divers to accompany that day. As the final dive of the day, it was the shallowest, reaching a depth of approximately 14 meters according to the Sunto Stinger. Our next dive will be at the island named Koh Sak. I gestured towards a previous sketch on the whiteboard next to the plate of rambutan and bright yellow Lakatan bananas. This sketch also included the larger island Koh Larn, located about 5 minutes south of Koh Sak. On the side of the map were details about the maximum depth, maximum time, points of interest, navigation plan, marine life to watch out for, and the descent/ascent procedure. About 10 minutes into the dive, we encountered a sizable hawksbill turtle resting above a large table coral among soft Antipotherian corals and squirrelfish. It was situated close to a bend where the current typically flows strongly, though that afternoon was oddly calm. However, the presence of red Gorgonian sea fan corals, which only thrive in strong currents, revealed otherwise. At a depth of around 12 meters, I was taken aback when Olga suddenly sped past me and moved toward the resting turtle. Dmitry and Natalia, the other divers, looked on with disappointment. Not far behind her bubbles was Stanislav, who quickly glanced at me through his Scuba Pro mask before following her to prevent her from approaching the unaware turtle. Not only did Olga touch the turtle, but she also placed both of her ungloved hands on its side and pretended to use it like a DPV, or a diver propulsion vehicle. The poor turtle flailed its limbs helplessly. I caught up with her and signaled for her to stop. After expelling a large burst of bubbles from her Mares regulator, she released the turtle, which quickly swam to the surface in need of air. Turtles require air just like humans, and their respiratory systems are not designed for extended submersion, unlike those of whale sharks. Back on the boat, I maintained a serious demeanor and made an effort not to express my frustration. You not only touched the turtle, but you also came close to harming it. We divers have a responsibility to protect these hawksbill and occasional green turtles because no one else will. Sadly, the larger green turtles are not as frequently seen now, unlike their smaller counterparts, the hawksbills, whose beak resembles that of a large peregrine falcon and continues to thrive in Pattaya, where their numbers remain robust. When I began my diving journey in 2001 on the small island of Koh Tao in Thailand, these creatures quickly became my beloved companions. Known locally as Tao, the hawksbill turtles in Pattaya endure their suffering quietly. This was in the year 2008. A valuable lesson here is to be mindful divers to the underwater realm. Please be sure to practice proper etiquette. One doesn't visit someone's home to harm the hosts, unless there is a clear intent to do so.
What is your position on turtle surfing?
Is it humane to touch turtles to play with and get amused by?
Please give your feedback below.
We'd like to hear your thoughts. For more about this subject, visit the website, philiphabacon.com, to watch short videos from the book, 55 Things Learned at 55. The book is now available at Canadian and U.S. bookstores, and online, with ISBN 978-1-03-832671-3. Available in hard copy, softcover, ebook, and soon the audiobook.